So does PayPal, do you guys differentiate the use cases between making a payment and sending money? Is that two separate use cases to you guys?
I mean, at the core level, it's the same. It's just how the way the people look at it. So generally, when you send money, you send money to your friends and family, but you don't send money to a business.
Right.
So making a payment is more when you're making a purchase or an e-commerce transaction.
Does your new API help facilitate the sending of money?
Yes, all the APIs can be used for personal, personal, goods, services, and donations. So yes.
Maybe I ask one more. So I work for a technology research company in McLean, and I'm a group leader. And one of the people in my department just got funding for studying the African model of sending money, which is via cell phones, not smartphones, cell phones. And obviously, the adoption rate in the U.S. of doing that is almost, well, it is zero.
Right.
How does PayPal recognize that system as a viable solution?
There's a company in South Africa which is actually doing that. Even another country too, I forgot. But yeah, I mean, in general cases, we call them as mobile top-offs.
Mobile what?
Top-offs.
Top-offs?
Yeah, so it's basically you pay using the money that you put on your mobile card. So the way several people have done it is to link those cards with PayPal, so you automatically fund those cards with PayPal accounts. Actually, even Blink Nation, for example, it does a similar way. They give you an RFID token that you can put on your phone, and they actually took a couple of cities, a couple of towns in Pennsylvania where they put those POS machines all across the town, and they gave these RFIDs to all the people. You can put it on your phone, or you can even carry it in your wallet, which is attached to their PayPal account. And when you're buying anything, you can just scan it, and it automatically charges your PayPal account for that. So there are different ways people are doing it, trying to bridge the two worlds.
What kind of statistics are being captured, and who has access to them? Does the API developer, or just PayPal, and is it on the customer or the end user, the receiver as well?
When you say statistics, their payment trends or
Demographics.
So,
Specific banking information as well.
So PayPal doesn't expose any other information because of privacy reasons. PayPal itself, I don't think, actually I don't know the correct answer for that. Even PayPal itself doesn't really use that kind of information that much because we are more a neutral company to enable payments between different merchants. Using the analytics on the kinds of funding sources people are using, I'm sure PayPal must be using that to find out which is the most common way people are paying or funding their transactions through PayPal, and putting more emphasis on improving that process. But demographics on the kinds of purchases are made, the users, I don't think we are.
So there's no individual record per transaction?
There are individual records for transactions, but only the person who enabled the payment can make the API call and find out information about that. So that's what we call as payment details API. But again, you don't really get all the user info along with that. You only get who paid for it and who received for it and what the line items are.
It would be pretty important to make sure that people know that.
Yeah. I mean that's actually considered as PII information. So we try to protect that from exposing to different apps.
On your innovative uses of PayPal content, has this been run before?
Yes, this is the second time.
What would you say are, give us some examples of winners.
The best one is the one actually that won the contest is called Rentalic. How many times have you thought of going somewhere? Actually, this happens all the time in Bay Area. Here, everyone might have snow chains, but whenever we try to go to Lake Tahoe, which is really the beautiful place close to Bay Area, during winter, suddenly it starts snowing on 80, and then the whole 80 gets blocked unless you have snow chains. And every one of us, we always think like, oh, we should have bought the snow chains. How many times? I mean, so many times we thought, oh, if someone could lend us their snow chains to go and so that we can go and use it for the weekend and give it back, because we don't need it for the rest of the year. So the rentality really builds on that concept where you can rent something that you have for literally few dollars. I can say, hey, I have no change that I don't really use. If you're going to Lake Tahoe, use it for $2 a day, use it, and then once you're done, give it back to me and I'll charge you. With the they actually do it with pre-approval APIs where they don't really collect any money, but they take a pre-approval from you saying, I'm ready to give you $2 per day, and if I don't return it, you can charge me $50. And they store it, and based on whether you give it back or not, they go back to PayPal and they charge you stuff. So that's a good example, I guess.
Almost, I don't know if it's something you want to get into more like e-pawn shop, meaning you have something and you say, well, I'll relinquish the use of it.
You could, yeah.
What sort of annual percentage rate would you charge?
So the PayPal transaction fees are always the same.
Yeah.
It's always, the most common one is 2.9% and 30 cents. If it's less than or equal to $10, it's considered as a micropayment, microtransaction, and the charge for that will be 5% and 5 cents. We announced a new pricing plan that will come later this year for services vertical. And again, it's not really broad services vertical, it's really the use cases where today people are very much used to paying with cash and checks, like paying your utility bills, paying the taxi cab guy, or paying the yogurt guy outside here. So those are the kind of things where we want to promote more for people to use their e-wallet, the wallet on the cloud through PayPal. So for that, we are actually going to launch a new pricing plan, which will be much more feasible to do. Last question?
You just mentioned micropayments. Is the new API going to change anything in the way of micropayments?
Yeah, so in all PayPal products, the products and APIs are 1/3, and the pricing plan actually comes at the account level. So based on when you sign up for a PayPal account, you can opt in and say, hey, I need the micropayments transaction because I'm going to make all microtransactions. Or you can say, I'll go with the regular one, regardless of whichever APIs or products that you use. So it's pretty seamless. Thank you.